Among the planets that circle the Sun, Saturn is one of the most mesmerizing. Through a telescope, it glows golden, surrounded by elegant rings that look as if they were painted by the hand of a god. From afar, Saturn seems like the symbol of grandeur in our solar system, a cosmic masterpiece almost flawless. Yet beauty often deceives. Behind the charm of its rings, Saturn hides terrifying secrets, endless storms, crushing pressure, and a bottomless world where anything that falls in will vanish forever. In this video, I'll take you deep into Saturn, not as a stargazer enjoying the night sky, but as an explorer who realizes that beauty can sometimes be the mask of unimaginable horror. Unlike Earth, which has a solid surface, Saturn is a gas giant. That means no land, no mountains, not even rocks to stand on. This planet is a massive sphere made of gas and liquid without the faintest trace of solid ground. Imagine falling into Saturn. There's no place to land. You'd keep sinking, breaking through clouds, diving deeper into layer after layer of atmosphere until your body is ripped apart by the brutal rise in pressure and temperature. Here, you wouldn't die from the fall. You'd slowly dissolve, shredded into microscopic dust by the planet's own power. If Earth has ever endured catastrophic storms like Katrina or Haiyan, Saturn is home to tempests that make them look like nothing more than a gentle breeze. Winds there can reach speeds of 1,800 kilometers per hour, faster than the strongest hurricanes on Earth. In its upper atmosphere, storms can stretch across hundreds of thousands of kilometers, larger than the entire diameter of Earth itself. And these storms aren't temporary. On Saturn, they can rage for decades, even centuries, spinning endlessly without rest. The most terrifying of them all is the massive hexagonal storm at Saturn's North Pole, a six-sided structure roughly 30,000 kilometers across. It's mysterious, geometric, and unnatural, like the eye of something older and deeper than ordinary physics. Even scientists still can't fully explain how such a storm could exist. The depths of Saturn are not a place that can be safely explored. As you descend further into the planet's atmosphere, the pressure rises to millions of times greater than its sea level on Earth. With every kilometer downward, the atmosphere grows denser, heavier, and more destructive. If a human body were placed there, bones would snap instantly, blood vessels would burst, and organs would be crushed by the unimaginable force. Even metals like steel would be flattened like soggy paper. And the deeper you go, the hotter it gets. Temperatures climb into the thousands of degrees Celsius. Even if you somehow survive the pressure, that heat would vaporize your body into nothing but mist. Saturn's atmosphere is made mostly of hydrogen and helium, two light elements that cannot sustain life. But it also contains poisonous gases like ammonia and methane. There is no oxygen, no breathable air, only a lethal chemical cocktail that could make a human black out in seconds. If an astronaut were to remove their helmet in Saturn's atmosphere, their lungs wouldn't just fail to take in oxygen, they'd fill with gases that slowly kill cells from the inside. There would be no second chance. On Saturn, breathing is suicide. Saturn's rings may be the most iconic structures in our solar system, but they're not shimmering rainbows or streams of light. They're made up of billions of chunks of ice, rock, and dust, racing around the planet at incredible speeds. Some pieces are no bigger than grains of sand, while others are as large as houses. If you tried to cross Saturn's rings, even in a sturdy spacecraft, you'd face a storm of high-speed particles that could shred metal, slice through cables, and destroy navigation systems. There is no shelter there. The rings are a cosmic storm of debris. They are not just beautiful, they are remnants of destruction. Perhaps the remains of a moon shattered millions of years ago, now circling Saturn like a crown of death. Saturn's gravity is immense, about 1.07 times Earth's at the top of its clouds. That means you'd feel slightly heavier standing in its upper atmosphere. But the deeper you go, the stronger the pull becomes, as pressure and density rise. It would feel like being dragged into an endless pit. Saturn may not be as dense as Earth, but with a volume 764 times larger, its gravitational influence commands its moons, its rings, and even the orbits of nearby celestial objects. Saturn is like a gravitational monarch, the ruler of the outer solar system. Saturn lies about 1.4 billion kilometers from the Sun. That means the sunlight reaching it is only about 1% as bright as what we see on Earth. If you stood at the top of Saturn's atmosphere, the sky would look dim and heavy, like a twilight that never ends. Even at midday, it would feel like a tired dawn. And when night falls, there would be no light at all, only pitch-black skies filled with silent storms. Saturn is a place where time feels frozen and hope fades into illusion. A single day on Saturn lasts just 10 hours and 33 minutes. That means it spins incredibly fast for such a massive planet, making it slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. A year there, however, equals 29.5 Earth years. In other words, if you were born on Saturn, you wouldn't celebrate your first birthday until you were nearly 30 years old back on Earth. Time on Saturn moves differently. It twists pressure, light, and motion into a strange dance understood only by cosmic laws. Saturn's core remains one of astronomy's great mysteries. Scientists believe that deep inside lies a dense center made of liquid metal, ice, and rock. But the conditions there are so extreme that it can only be studied through computer simulations and indirect observations. Some theories suggest that Saturn's core may shift slowly, flowing like a solid liquid, generating a faint but measurable magnetic field. That core might not only be dense, but also a forge of new elements, a place where the laws of Earth's physics no longer apply. Saturn is the symbol of beauty in the night sky. But for those willing to imagine beyond its surface, it becomes a planet of nightmares. A world of eternal storms, a place without ground, where crushing pressure and toxic gases serve as cosmic executioners. Admiring Saturn from afar is wisdom, for behind its magnificent rings lies a world that would erase human existence in seconds, leaving no trace, no mercy. If the universe were written as poetry, Saturn would be its most beautiful and most terrifying verse. It makes no sound, yet speaks with endless storms, with deadly pressure, and with rings that orbit like shadows of destruction. We humans are small creatures enchanted by its beauty. But before Saturn, we are forced into humility. This is not a place to live, not a destination for space tourism. It is a reminder that not all beauty in the heavens is a promise of hope. And that is what makes Saturn so stirring. It embodies both faces of the universe, the one that dazzles the eyes and the one that frightens the soul. So the next time you gaze at Saturn from afar in a clear night, remember, you're looking at one of the most terrifying places in the cosmos, and it is precisely for that reason that it deserves to be admired.